with Little Fit Nursery. I'm here with baby Kai, his sweet smiling boy, and I am actually here to do yet another tag video. I watched a video that was a recent video made by Herlonda Holbert. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but she had a tag on her channel about basically like how has your collecting changed, you know, like when you first started versus now, how has it essentially evolved over time? And I thought it was a really, really interesting topic, and thought I would go ahead and participate. And so, and it's an interesting topic for me just because I feel like in a lot of ways I'm still a brand new collector in some respects. I discovered Reborns back in 2009, so I've been actually collecting for a pretty long time. However, back then, I collected for, maybe, I was into my collection for maybe a year or two, and then I took a pretty long hiatus from collecting. And I even had kind of started losing interest in Reborns before my daughter was born. And then after my kids were born, I was just sort of knee deep in parenthood and wasn't into the hobby very much at all until really about a year ago. I got back into it with a vengeance. So in a lot of ways, I feel like a new collector, and I was watching her video and literally identifying with a lot of the things she said that she used to do, but doesn't do anymore, which I found to be really interesting. So maybe there is hope for those of us who have just been bitten by the reborn bug so hard and probably find themselves living, breathing, sleeping this hobby right now. And anyway, I wanted to have this chat while I change Kai. I'm going to change him into this outfit from Gymboree that I got. It's this knit one piece. It has it's really cute. It's mostly gray with like a little bear face on the front. And the sleeves are striped with navy, aqua, gray, and brown. And then the back has just like a few buttons at the top. And then it has like this cute little pocket on the bottom. And then there's a matching gray hat. So I think it's really, really cute. So anyway, so I'll just sort of chat a little bit about, for me, how is collecting different now versus how it was back then when I first discovered the hobby. Now, I would say that back when I first discovered the hobby, Reborns were still really uncommon. I don't think they were really even on YouTube at that point, and I don't even know if YouTube was really much of a thing back then. So this would have been, like 2009. I'm sure YouTube probably was around, but I don't remember watching it at all back then. And so without YouTube, I definitely felt like, there weren't as many people who collected, or the hobby wasn't as well known, perhaps. And so because of that, I definitely felt like a little bit more odd. Definitely felt weird. The fact that I collected felt weird to me and almost like it wasn't normal. And probably because of that, I was a lot more secretive about my collecting. My husband knew, obviously, but my friends, even my immediate family, nobody knew that I had these dolls. And I didn't have as many as I have now, but I did have, I think for the longest time I had 3, and then I think at one point I acquired a 4th one, but they all left the nursery when we did some construction on the house and had to really rearrange the house, and at that point that was a time to kind of purge a lot of our things. So but yeah, back then nobody really knew about my hobby, and Dollfan did exist, and I would lurk and read Dollfan, but I never participated, and I didn't buy the membership. So I was felt like I was on the periphery of the hobby, in terms of just my involvement in it. What we know today in terms of all the Facebook groups and things like that. I don't think that was available back then, or maybe it was, and again, I wasn't part of it, but because of that, I felt like I was collecting my babies in isolation, essentially, and kind of feeling like, I don't want to say ashamed, but maybe a little embarrassed about the fact that I had reborns. And so I was very hesitant to share it with anybody. And I would say the big difference now for me, especially since starting my YouTube channel, purchasing a Dollfan membership, and you know, posting more actively on the forums, and just basically kind of getting involved, going to a doll show. I just feel a lot more plugged into the community aspect of the hobby. And I think that it really does enhance my personal enjoyment of collecting and my personal enjoyment of the hobby. So I know that, you know, this may be true for a lot of you guys listening as well. But yeah, I definitely feel like in a lot of ways, like I'm a brand new collector all over again, because I basically started my Reborn collection from ground zero back in January when I purchased my first Reborn, who was my Saskia, who was baby Jenna, who she's no longer in the nursery now, but you know, she was the first one that kind of got me back into collecting again. And I remembered when I purchased her, I was at Disneyland. I kid you not, I was in line for a ride. It was either a ride or, like, I think it was in line for actually a character experience, and it was a really long line. So I was in line and I was stalking this one eBay auction, and I bid at the last second and was able to get this baby. Oh my gosh, I love this outfit on Kai, you guys. Oh, that's freaking adorable. Look at him. He is so cute. Okay, we gotta try this hat. Okay, and normally with rooted hair babies, I would be really, really afraid to mess the hair, but his hair is applied hair. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do with this video before I put his hat on. Sorry to tangent you guys, but let me just show you really quickly his applied hair. I didn't think this was enough of there'd be enough content for this to warrant its own video, but I figured I would go ahead and show you guys how it looks up close. And it's basically glued on, so like you can see as I stroke it, even the opposite direction, nothing really happens. But yeah, it's basically, it's glued on, it's applied, so it doesn't get messed up, which is nice. But I have to say, I think I still prefer more classically rooted hair if it's kind of done in this style, so that, you know, you still have, you know, just a little bit more texture. But I love his applied hair. And the nice thing is he can wear a hat, and I don't have to worry about it ruining or messing up anything. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I don't know if this is not the cutest thing ever. I don't know what is. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see him. Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can tilt his head so you guys can see him as well. So, oh my gosh, so cute. This is so cute. This outfit, even though it was on sale, still wasn't like super cheap. I mean, it was, I remember this was under 20 with the sale, but I still feel like that's, if it's going to be kind of close to $20, it's got to be something I really love. And I really love this. Oh my gosh, this is the nice thing about winter. I love babies in like cozy clothes, like knits and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I'm going to so enjoy having him in this outfit. And I know I bought these like Christmas clothes and holiday clothes, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit to change them. Otherwise, you know, what am I going to do for all my videos? You know, and plus they do have other outfits to try. Like I know Kai has, this little guy has quite a new wardrobe, because I did a lot of nesting for him. And even after he got here, I've been having a lot of fun buying little boy baby clothes. But you can see he fits 0 to 3 months really perfectly. So this looks really good on him. Okay, now I like completely lost my train of thought. But I think, yeah, I was commenting on the community aspect and the fact that I basically feel like a new collector again, just because, but yeah, you know, what she was saying about adding, you know, buying new babies so quickly and just adding to the collection at a rapid pace. Yep, totally guilty about that here. So you guys have seen my nursery has grown a lot. And then it also learning to paint these babies too. Oh, that's the other thing that really, you know, has kind of cemented my interest in the hobby too. That I think that part of the hobby is so fascinating and fun for me, just learning to paint. And there's just constantly new techniques, new tutorials to try. And plus I've made a tremendous investment in the kits and all the supplies and materials and things like that. So that has actually also enhanced my hobby this go around in a big way, and in a different way than if I were just a pure collector. Okay, after we do this video, I'm gonna have to do a photo shoot and take some photos of this little guy, because he is just too precious. Um, love this. So, yeah, and then I definitely identify with the baby clothes. Essentially I was building my baby clothes wardrobe from ground zero as well. And so I have gone a little crazy, especially when some of the stores I really like have big sales. And it was very, very hard, with Black Friday. There's so many great sales. So yes, I did buy a number of things, which you will probably see in some upcoming haul videos. Um, so yeah, but yes, I totally identify with buying a lot of baby clothes, and going to Target and like wanting to go to the baby clothes section first. Yeah, that sort of thing. Not being able to not look at the baby clothes whenever I walk through a baby section. Yes, I completely identify with all of that. And yeah, and I do think that this is where the hobby, can get a bit addictive, obsessive, compulsive, whatever word you want to use, because you're just so, like, for me, getting back into it, I've just been so passionate and so excited about it. And it's like been basically rediscovering these babies for the first time again almost. And the artistry has come such a long way too, I've noticed, compared to like a couple of the babies I had in the past. I mean, they were really nice, but I definitely feel like the artistry is just amazing. The techniques are constantly getting better and better. And so and just the innovation. And with silicone too, that has been, back then, I know silicone existed, but I didn't have a silicone baby. So once I got back into it, and I will say, like, I got my daughter's portrait babies. They were finally completed it was during a time when I really was in my lull from collecting, so that reawakened some interest. But I didn't really interact, play with those baby, Isla and Aria all too much. But I loved knowing that they were there, and I would occasionally kind of pick them up, give them a cuddle. But I wouldn't say I was like really active back in the hobby. Let's talk about baby accessories, because I know Herlonda brought this up, that she used to buy a lot of pacifiers, a lot of bottles, had a whole collection of each, and she also used to use a lot of disposable diapers. You guys know about me with the diapers. I pretty much use cloth. Kai is still wearing his cloth diaper, his disposable diaper that he came with, but I do intend to change that out for a cloth diaper, in the near future. So yes, I do plan to do that with him. Yeah, and all the babies in my nursery, reborns and silicones alike, everybody's wearing a cloth diaper. They're expensive, but the nice thing is, you really, you don't have to ever toss them, and you know that they're not going to damage the silicone or vinyl in any way. I know sometimes some of the disposable diapers, there's some risk of the stickiness transferring onto the vinyl, or I've heard of that. And I think in general, if you leave a disposable diaper on for too long, that's when your baby becomes at risk of stuff like that happening. So it's definitely worth, I don't know, in my opinion, I really love the cloth diaper for my babies. I really don't role play. Erica, I might indulge you, and Erica Jones and I had a little running chat on, one of her videos, because she does a lot of role playing and feeding videos, and it always looks so realistic because she adds these sound effects, and they're fun to watch. But I'm not really much of a role play person personally, but I do have this one bottle of fake formula that came with silicone, my cloth body silicone Noah. So I am curious to try. Maybe I should do a role play video with him sometime, and just see how I feel about it, if I like it. So, yeah, and hopefully this is not like TMI, but like I did bottle feed my daughter because she was not a good nurser. She wouldn't, we never got her latch quite working correctly. So I remember I pumped for like 6 weeks, and then I just like couldn't do it anymore. I was barely getting any milk. So anyway, but yeah, she was mostly formula fed. But then my son Ethan, nursed until he's 14 months, and he refused the bottle. Like he never, never liked the bottle. So I remember there's this one day I had to be away for the day for a work event, and I was gone all day. You know, I had pumped, and I had actually a huge milk stash. I ended up having to donate like a freezer full of milk. It's so different with baby number two. Like, I just had no supply issues at all, but with the first one, it was really challenging. So anyway, but yeah, I remember I had like left all these bottles for him, and he did not. He basically hunger striked, and you know, he would not eat. You know, he drank like a little bit, but he didn't drink very much. And then when I got home, he nursed like he hadn't eaten all day, because he basically hadn't eaten very much all day. So so in terms of like so all that to share with regards to like the feeding videos, you know, I do have fond memories of bottle feeding my daughter, but it wasn't the case with my son. So I've kind of experienced both sides of the fence there. So anyway, but maybe I'll do a feeding video at some point. But I don't collect bottles. You know, I have like 2 or something like that. And then with pacifiers, I do have a few pacifiers, but I don't have a large collection of pacifiers. I tend to be drawn a lot to, especially my smiling babies like Kai and Maisie, and I don't even think Millie, my olive, has, you know, I don't think she has a magnet for her pacifier. I don't even think so. So with those babies, the smilers, I don't like to use a pacifier. I really like being able to see the cute little smiling face. And I realize I have more open-eyed babies than not. But yeah, in general, my babies, when they're lying around, they don't have a pacifier. The one exception is my Natalie. You know, I don't know. She's just looks really cute with her pacifier. So I do have her kind of displayed with hers on. But yeah, I mean, I guess I could probably do this tag video, like check in with me again in another like year or two, and my answer would probably be very different, because I feel like in a lot of ways right now, I'm just kind of newly back into the hobby in a lot of ways. So anyway, but yeah, hopefully my purchasing of new babies will slow down. You know, I do know I've gone way overboard, you know, in terms of spending with regards to this hobby this year. You know, so I just need to kind of tone it down a little bit. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. And I think this is a great tag video. So I'd encourage you guys to check out Herlonda's video. I think some other ladies might be doing this tag video as well. And yeah, I would love to hear what other people think about this topic. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.